Whether you hate or love Cody Sanchez, you have to give her credit. I was at a real estate conference and I was with one of my friends who's a really big YouTuber, and he said, I don't know who the hell she is. And I was like, oh, yeah, she's pretty big on YouTube. And he was also pretty big on YouTube. I bet they had the same amount of subscribers at the same time. And you know what's so funny is I guarantee you that obviously she was making a lot more money because she has a business model behind it, which I'm going to explain a little bit further into. But what was so fascinating about it is that you can have someone with that amount of subscribers, even Alex Hermosi, and some people will be like, who the hell is this person? And I'll show them like, yo, you don't know who this is? They're like, no, I don't know. I guess if you're watching this video, you're a nerd. You're a part of the weird online business cult space. But Alex Hermosi. All right, you got to cut that shit out. Continue. So Cody Sanchez's business model is actually very, very smart. That kind of private equity buying business model on top of mass content educate, like massive education, is something that I really, really find interesting because most likely, if I were to probably see the back end behind her business model, she's getting a positive ROAS on those speaking events. She's already in real estate, she already has assets. She's already able to probably have a large amount of credit lines. So having this huge content machine paired with education, paired with high ticket service on the back end, which is ultimately private equity, as well as public speaking events, which then feed into the content system, allows for her to have a never ending like flow of leads, very similar to Grant Cardone as well. Going out in public, having that public events being converted into content, having more content created, which then leads to more speaking events, which then leads to more, people buying your courses, which then leads to them being ascended into different levels of your ultimate high ticket program, which is going to be whatever that is, hands-on, deal finding, going into partnering with these businesses themselves. I've actually seen one of my clients in the past was trying to move into private equity as well because he was a serial entrepreneur, and we were building out the same exact funnel. It's just that he didn't really have a lot on the content side. But one of the most important things that I think we could take away from Cody Sanchez and how she's running her business is that structuring mass amounts of content paired with educational content and a high ticket offer, something that has a very, very, very high order value, whether it's like, certain people that are doing real estate partnerships, private equity partnerships, Alex Hermosi that's doing literal, buying your businesses and private equity at this point. I think if you were to look at the financials of some of their business, some of us would have our fucking jaws dropped just by the sheer amount of people who follow them relative to how much money they make compared to other people. Like I said, my friend earlier had the same amount of subscribers, but I guarantee you, he was making good money, but not nearly as much as that entire ecosystem that's backed by a real world business. And that's more of the train of thought that I'm trying to move into, is having real assets, real businesses, real companies paired with content. A lot of people, especially people my age and the younger generation, are just so focused on clout, money, brand deals, da 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 da. But I actually want to build a real business and have real ecosystems behind that. And that's the most important part about this type of funnel that Cody Sanchez is running.